Hi, ever wonder what it's like to work another profession or live in the underworld? Listen to unsuspecting riders give a 10 to 15 minute personal masterclass as I spontaneously interview them as they enter my taxi. I'm your host, Simon Rushton, and this is Taxi Chronicles. Morning. Yes, we're back with another episode, another rider. Today we've got an interesting story from Bob about his life in Bangkok. So here you are, Bob. Nice to have you here today.
Cheers, Simon.
Before we start, what kind of kid were you when you were at school?
I was the arsehole that was always getting in trouble, pretty much.
Okay.
Every Monday morning being told to stand up in assembly because of getting in trouble at the weekends.
Okay.
Kind of was middle of the road academically, but kind of looked to seek out that little bit of wilder side of life.
Have you changed now?
No, I'm still an arsehole.
At least you're honest.
The thing is now, I would like to think I'm more of a lovable arsehole as opposed to just an absolute arsehole, but
Okay.
I suppose you'd have to ask somebody who knows me.
So you're in the computing business?
I am.
For a big trading
Yep,
company?
yep.
What was life like in Bangkok when you were... were you a single man in Bangkok?
I was a single man in Bangkok.
You had a lot of fun there.
Bangkok is everything you can imagine, and a lot of stuff you've got no idea. It's got such a dark side to it.
You want to tell us some stories?
Oh man, probably not, but I suppose,
We've got 5 minutes, mate. You've got to make
we got 5. The problem you have over in Thailand is obviously there's a lot of poverty. So once the locals see you either making money or with money, you start drawing attention. Obviously, expat communities anywhere in the world, there's good and bad. Maybe more bad in Bangkok than good, and you end up gravitating towards them. Then you start getting labelled by association. So regardless of what you're doing, and I'm certainly not saying I was doing anything wrong or right, you start getting labelled by what other people are doing or perceived to be doing. The police out there are ruthless.
In what sense?
When they want you, they've got you.
So they frame you or whatever?
They'll frame you straight up. I was out there for a long while, so I had...
It was 8 years?
10 years. So I had police. I knew police, friends in inverted commas that would, you would look after and they would reciprocate.
Yeah. So you always give them some money or whatever?
Something, yeah. You need some people on side over there. It's like most places, the longer you live somewhere, once you start getting under the skin of a country, it's never really the same sort of side that tourists see. You had that, unfortunately, the murders down on Koh Tao with Hannah Bainbridge and that. That showed the darker side. And I think it was Hannah's sister went on the news and said, and she got some real backlash from Thai authorities. Because she went and said, listen, Thailand's like a sleeping tiger. It's a beautiful thing to look at, but you get too close and it wakes up, you're in trouble. And it's true. It's true. You got once you become known, you're in trouble. The corruption over there is ridiculous. Most of it driven by a lack of money. The police. I think their average wage for a low-ranking police officer is like £200 a month.
Did you have any issues when you were there? Or
I had issues.
What kind of issues?
I had issues. Just got pulled into something that I was on the fringe of, weren't central of, and paid a price for it.
Oh, is it?
Paid quite a heavy price for it.
Pay a big fee or something?
It was just something that dragged out for a few years over there. I wasn't able to leave. All got resolved, through the courts, not guilties, which was kind of unheard of, considering the alleged charges or
Did you have to pay a lot of money?
It was offered. That was certainly offered.
Offered by you or asked by them?
Both actually.
You do what you have to do.
Yeah, you know, the only people in prison are the ones who can't afford to buy themselves out. So, you know, some of the crimes that get committed and let off, people getting caught with a lot of drugs, paying off either the police. You know, as soon as you get nicked in Thailand, the first thing you got to say, it's not for a foreigner. That would never do it to a foreigner. What you do is you get repatriated after 8 years. If you get a life sentence, you'll get repatriated after 8 years. But as I say, you get nicked over there, the first thing you have to do, and it's so weird, is just say to them how much. Because the sooner you start negotiating, there's less people involved.
So you're right, where are we heading off to today?
JP Morgan.
You know where you're going, sir, yeah?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, take that bit out.
Yeah. So you get repatriated after 8?
After 8 years, so there's like some formula for time served, and the problem is that they appeal sentences out of spite. A friend of mine got a guilty, then the police appealed it, because those 8 years don't start until your sentences, until all appeals have stopped. So they charged him, found guilty, they appealed it, even though they got their guilty, because that puts him, you know, he's on remand for another 4 years under, while it's being appealed. And obviously he got, you know, the appeal was upheld. Yeah, anyway, the appeal was upheld. So, you know, they screwed him for another 4 years. So all I say is, if you're going to be stupid enough to do something stupid, at least know the rules of the game.
Yeah. Last two questions.
Yep.
Questions. What have you learnt that you wish you knew when you had started?
Where?
Living in Thailand.
Oh man, I learned so much. Over there. I think everybody's different. You just, you know, accept people for what they are. Don't prejudge people. You see some weird, just crack on.
Okay.
Crack on.
And the other question is, what's the impact you want to have on the world?
Me, not really. Just to try and not hurt people. That's all. Just to try and get through life conscious of, you know, my actions, my words, and the impact it has on people. I think that's something I wasn't particularly mindful of before, but I am now. You know. So.
Okay.
Yeah, just try and be a nice arsehole.
All right. Well, thanks a lot for that.
Cheers, mate.
And we wish you well.
Lovely. Cheers.
But once. We hope you liked that interview. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to get the latest daily episode. Ever considered investing in the continent with the fastest growing economy and population on Earth? The same continent that holds 30% of the world's known natural resources? Then listen to our sister podcast, Africa Investor Stories, where you will hear real investors with real stories from around the world share their experience of investing in Africa. We post Monday and Thursday at 10 a.m.